Hello everybody, how good of you to join. Welcome back. Looking at Tabarim. Well, Tabarim is not looking like in the last episode. We lost a lot of buildings. Reason for that is quite simple. We do have this quest here, Tabarim Dreams Steamy. And in that case here, actually, as you can see, we do have the unhappiness, but we had too many elders. I had two options here. Either I, degrade all of them, and I would have to do this step by step, or I just get rid of them altogether for now, wait the 7 minutes, and then we can rebuild it again. They're really cheap buildings and they don't pay a lot of taxes, so it's absolutely fine. We just lose a couple of minutes here and we can go down the crown route. Well, not a very interesting route, it seems, or a very, pro-life route, something like that. We need to keep our people unhappy for now. While this is ticking down and while we also wait for the scholar residence to continue, we have a few things to do actually. We have a few quests here. The Research Institute Superstructure is what we do right now. And then, as we can see, we do have a couple of quests here, and this is the quests that introduce us to the factions that we have ongoing in the background there. So let's just have a look at that. I'd rather sail around with my battleship here, and we have to sail to...
was destroyed.
Oh, one of my ships has been destroyed. Let's just have a look at that. Yes, there's Miss Hunt, and she's out here with a battle cruiser. What is she doing? Is she actually trying to do something nasty here? Oh, of course she is. Let's take a couple of my warships there right away and move them down here. It seems like she is hunting me down. She's like trying to, be a bit annoying there once again. So let's just get down there and hope that we can save something. I've lost a ship though. Let's just check this one real quick. And then we can finally focus on stuff again that is important, like those quests here. So Bahadeshar, Chronicles of a Storied Land, and Into the Lion's Den. And all three of these quests are actually waiting in Katima's harbor. So we just have to really dock to one of his ships there and just see what kind of quest we activate with that. And a fine scholar has recently returned from Vespuccia, where he was researching archaeology. Find him in Kidusi Anitoni. So that is up here. This is the head priestess of Kidosi. She's living here, and this is the library wing, right? So that we got a few library missions, and we have to dig up some artifacts on this island here. And yeah, well, we can do this. I'm not doing any other quest for now, so we're rather focusing on one of them at a time. Last time I was focusing on all of them at the same time, and I failed miserably with one of them. Oh, and we also got the first riots now here in the middle of Tabarim. We don't really have to explain why this is happening, so we might just have one of the police stations now, and I absolutely love that we have our own police stations here in Tabarim. Fantastic looking buildings there too, and even retain the same color there than in Crown Falls. Now let's just do this. You one of your tasks being a great epic to gather a foreigner. Well, let's just try this one.
But I spent years studying this exceedingly complicated subject at Harvard College. It is hardly an easy task.
Alrighty, and in that case, the college was nice. It is our word, but the people of Vespuccia were indisposed. So I left.
So I left, and more's the loss for them.
Okay, select the library and examine the books about history.
Preferably a palatial library. The priests will grant you access, perhaps. I hope.
The library is restricted to servants of the Lord. The texts here are holy scripture, guarded from unsanctioned influence.
Alright, finding Kidusi, that which is bland when floating but delicious when sunk.
You may enter if you answer this riddle.
And we just have to find something, and I think... Oh! Is it the hibiscus? When drowned?
The hibiscus flower is the image of what we seek. Here in Kidusi Anitoni, knowledge nourishes us, that we may bloom in the eyes of the Lord.
Alright, and now we have to select the largest structure in Kidusi.
The eye of the soul. Tell me, which of the buildings on our island is largest? Yes, our library is vast, but is only the cloud-swathed summit. Look to the roots hidden beneath. of glory
And
everlasting.
this one is actually the largest
Yet the
structure.
tomb lies empty. Long ago, our library was a beacon of learnedness in a world of darkness. But the treacherous kings of Kashta burnt it all. Now it is interred deep below our island. But to those who know, the high walls and pale altars live on all around us. Your understanding is starting to blossom.
Alright, we have to make a decision now. You passed the first test, stranger. And she's still continuing to talk there. Our symbol, the hibiscus, scentless at first yet delicious when submerged. Tell me, what did you make of it? One should seek knowledge to bloom. Quite accurate, but at the root of this metaphor is our awareness of the many senses we as humans are gifted with. Hearing and observing the world leads us to wisdom. Observing, smelling and tasting the hibiscus taught us that very lesson. You passed the test of sight and discovered the hidden roots of Kidusi and Itoni, the ruins of the old library. Now tell me, what do you make of it? There is an ancient history. Ours is a millennial faith and unchallenged tradition of our centuries, and keeping our minds and bodies free of the corruption of novelty to better hear the wisdom of the winds. Alright, so they're all about going for knowledge and wisdom, obviously, and your Lord would have us blend into his people.
Clearly I was
Alright, and we've also fulfilled now the main quest in the background there.
It gives me no pleasure to make these people miserable. But
Of
it is
course it
temporary.
doesn't make you no
They will
pleasure,
be
give you no
better
pleasure.
under Her Majesty's stewardship in the end.
Alright, at least that is over again. So he's quite happy with what we've done. And
But we will not join him. He is
and
too
they still
narrow
don't
in
want to
his
join there as well, right?
I will
So
not
even though we were successful with the riddle. And what I have to do now is, well, I basically have to rebuild Tabarim.
Now the veil and enter our famed library.
And within a few minutes or seconds, we have the buildings back on track. One thing that I need to do is now I need to bring or give them their happiness back. So I want to give them their special goods, right? So also the elders get everything back, basically, that we have in store here, also for the happiness. And the musician's score is something that we need to give them back as well. We do have our places for that. So up here, and there we have another one. I think, yep, here I deleted the fourth one. They're back now as well. So hopefully those riots should be going away there soon now. Let's, yeah, just to make sure, let's also have a little police station up here, just where we have also the fire station. Those buildings are just absolutely lovely, by the way. Fantastic looking overall. Now, disarming smile. So Archibald is aware of Emperor Ketima's plan to further fortify Tabarim with cannons and hopes that you will instead accidentally fulfill his own request for the identical materials required for their assembly. And deliver to Blake wants the timber, mud bricks and weapons. Oh, it's a good thing that we have weapons here. So let's just get 20 tons of wands of timber there. We have the mud bricks and the weapons. We have two. Amazing. Let's get this one to Archie down here. No, that's not where he is. There he is. This is where we need to deliver those goods. And Cannonade, Emperor Ketima wants some protection there against the royal fleet. Now we're helping Archie in this case here. Hopefully we are on the right track with that. Who knows about it? Let's get cracking with more stuff. So hopefully those riots are going away now, since, well, the police stations are working now. And let's also just check real quick in Crown Falls we can finish the first stage of the research foundation. Phase 2 has been completed. Finish it. And we are now on the way to the superstructure, starting to take shape. Ketima would be delighted. We have all the resources for that. 30 minutes it takes. Let's start it. And there it's coming up, as we can see. And yeah, it's kind of looking into the right direction. Oh boy. I don't like that you can't see the direction of these monuments when you place the foundation. Most of the time anyway. It's still fine though, right? So we still have everything for that, because we do have, after all, a little plaza in front of it too that we can build. And then around we have these scholar residences. It's still fine because it's overlooking the city of Crown Falls, even though I would have wished perhaps that it looks a bit to the other side. But it's still fine, you know, there are two entrances actually to it. Yeah, it's still perfectly fine for me. And there we go. the next stage is coming along. Now, while we are in Crown Falls, let's just check real quick. The workers don't seem to be too happy here. What is going on? Actually, they have everything except for the churches down here. Well, it doesn't matter really. Let's upgrade a few of them, right? We have a lot anyway. We have the resources. I would actually like to upgrade all of these people here. All of these workers. Oh, look at that. Insane. Boom. This cost us quite a bit. But we have the next wave of upgrades finished here as well. As we can see, more and more people in this area also want to upgrade to investors. Influence-wise, we are fine. I don't want to upgrade too much without really, supporting everything with the resources that we have. But it's still fine for now. I have this feeling that it's fine. Let's also have a few more upgrades down here. And probably there we can. Oh no, these are engineers actually. Overall, fine-looking city. Coming along, and yeah, down here we have a few more workers that I would like to get rid of actually. So let's just see what they want. They want this school. So in this area we don't have one, obviously. So let's just place a school here instead of the... In here, I think we can squeeze in a school just fine. Like so. There we have the school. Behind it we have another street, and there we still have some space where we can then put some trees and stuff like that in. Let's have some mature trees here in this little corner there. And also for those guys here, I don't think we're ever going to have engineers here. So having some elm trees actually makes a lot of sense to me. I love elm trees with the artisan buildings and with the worker buildings, because I think color-wise they fit together. There we're probably going to have something else here then. But for now, to add some beauty here beside the pub then there as well. Very good. And in here in these courtyards, we already know what we want there. We want the special, well, fountain that we got with the investors coming up. Right, so also finish this little spot here that we've neglected for quite some time. The same goes with this area here. Of course, there are more buildings coming up for it, but it's just looking fantastic there with the trees then once they're placed. Beautiful. Now, the research institute is coming along. We are lacking a few workers from what I can see. We should have a lot of farmers up here, yep, that want to upgrade. So we can do this too. And we should anyway, because, as I said, I don't want to have any real farmer population in Crown Falls anymore. And this one is just fine. Oh, there's also a siege in Calthrell, but nope. Actually, it's just, yeah, just passing by. Getting into dangerous territory there, but no real danger for a battleship there. Now, we should also have arrived now.
I knew you'd come through.
Perfect.
Attention for the Admiral.
Is this all Mbesa is worth to you? That you would abandon its people for the promise of trinkets?
I don't. I believe in
So it is true that
a stable empire.
there is no hope for peace, none for friendship. I suppose you have tried your best.
I have. You must believe me. I have tried my best. Alright, so they are not too happy about it, as expected.
I will give Sir Blake one last chance to repent. Bring him this gift.
Alright, they still want to deliver a gift to him. Well then, we do have a schooner here. Where do we need to go? Pick up at Kitima's lighthouse. A beehive with a ladder. Oh goodness, what is that? Off you go, you little schooner.
Be wary.
Beehive with a ladder. Let's deliver that to Archibald Blake. And while that is on the way, we can continue here with the library. We have another thing here. Read books describing the Golden Age and the founding of Mbesa.
These are all the books we have.
Alright, and we haven't found anything in the library itself. And now we have a question about the Golden Age, and it ended in cruelty and bloodshed. Alright, and it seems like we still need to continue our search there of where Mbesa has been founded. History becomes legend.
And even myth is half forgotten. But Why not dig up the
Yes, and this is why we're here. After all, we want to dig up the library and the archives. And by the way, I'm really excited to see how the water temple looks at the end of it, because this time I'm determined to succeed on that.
Go, dig, dust, douse. The evidence should be enough to complete this first fragmentary chapter.
Alright, recruit a group of workers from the other islands.
accustomed to such undertakings.
Okay, so we need to sail down here.
And we will support
And hopefully not start the other quests then. No, we need to sail to the Clipper first, alright. So we are not accidentally, you know, activating the other factions.
They are cannier than they seem, and would see their faith vindicated.
And we can also upgrade once again my people to elders, which we should be doing. Perfect. And there is the elder population coming back again. We have our forester huts over here as well. So yeah, a bit of Wansa timber now. We need to wait for that, but production is running already. My cargo ship is coming, and we should get now some workers here. Alright, and in order to house these workers, we also need to deliver some building resources, so that's what we're doing right now, and deliver the 10 ton of food to the workers themselves. While that is happening, our, well, beehive letter has arrived.
I see. How kind. Please take these away. Somewhere distant, preferably.
And he doesn't seem to be too happy about the beehive.
There is fruit enough here for all Katima's people, sent in from the old world.
Alright, and now we
If
need
this
to deliver
king is going
something.
to behave like a spoiled child, then I'll
And
give
this
him
one we
a
need to
piece of
deliver
my
to
own
Kitima
pie.
to show him the fruits of the old world. I still need some of the mud bricks here, so let's just get a few of them into my trade ship there as well. We can, by the way, sell the bricks. I don't need them. The that we have, and the Wansa timber then that we also will need. Let's get with all of that over here. So first of all, to the workers.
You could allow it.
And there we have that. And now we have the Vahadesha workers. And we need to get all of them over here to the library itself. And there's the ship coming.
Now for the fine back already a small
Turning in with
contribution
both
to
of
the
these
Lord's
things.
plans.
And now we need to wait 15 minutes for it to end. And as we can see here now, the excavation takes place on this island here, and all the workers are doing their job. This is really something that I like though, so that we have these islands that we kind of like need to renovate, right? So they're starting with mud and stuff like that, and we need to make them better, especially the water temple and the excavation here. It's really cool to follow along. Now, the fruits have arrived at Kitima.
Thank you.
I dare not leave home.
We're basically
my
shipping
prestige
around
roasted
gifts from one
cheese
party to the
sandwich.
other.
I had no knowledge of this. It was an accident.
Oh,
Never
alright.
stoop
It
to
was
such
disease-ridden
underhand
fruits.
ways.
Deliberate. I will not believe it. Though it is not the first time men of the old world inflict their sickness
Alright, it was
upon new
sabotage
lands.
all along.
There have been
For good. The water. Of course. That's it.
Alright, so we need to sabotage now
Hurry then. I must...
Archibald Blake. So in that case... Oh, my schooner has Binyam. No. This will not do. We do need one of our cargo ships for this mission. The cargo ship is just way faster. Let's have them meet out here in the ocean. And then we need to deliver that to Archibald, where we will sabotage the water canals then. Let's check on Crown Falls again real quick. And I think, yes, we also have now all of that here finished. And as we can see, thanks to the balance there. Oh, but the workers are really not happy. We need to check this one. So out here we have some very unhappy workers. That's because of the church that is missing. Yeah, actually, we might just build a church here. I like churches anyway. And there we have a nice spot here right in the center where we can build one. And there it is in all its glory, just beside the school, but with a different color perhaps. A bit dark for my taste there. There we have something bluish, and also of course here then some paved roads, and behind that we can have some buildings again, and perhaps we'll also have, let's see, some flowers here and something for the horses. It's always nice to have, and some temperate growth there, so this is a mixed, you know, garden or something like that. Very good. This should make them a bit happier there. We got +1 on the balance. Alright. I think we need to tone down on some of our productions though. Right, so some of these productions here, this is artisans. Some of them have workers or do employ workers like the slaughterhouses. And we certainly don't need that productivity here on the sausage. So this is one down. This one here looks like we do have something on the bricks. We definitely don't need that many bricks anymore. And coal might be something we can reduce, but it doesn't change anything. Oh, we certainly don't need to have the brass smelter being this high, but even then it doesn't really change a lot, right? -1 it was, so we're at -8, but that's really not good enough. For the brass smelters, we have them over here, and it's quite enough anyway, plus they have power, right? And plus, we could just employ another one here as well, to compensate with that again, with the loss of production bonuses here. Now, so far so good though. I would like to continue now with the palace. So this is what we're going to do in the next episode, to finally get cracking on the palace. And yeah, hopefully we'll also finish the research institute. Stay tuned.